Good morning, good morning, good morning. You guys probably can't see my shirt, but I have on a Steeler shirt today, so hopefully you won't hold that against me. Good morning and welcome to the Getting Contracts Masterclass. And I am Mrs. M. I'm going to actually kind of start off from where I started last week, where I stopped last week on getting contracts. I really like to teach classes around this time of the year because this is a time of year that a lot of customers are looking for new cleaning companies. So this is one of the best times to get started. It's a new year. You've got customers that are looking to change in January, kind of switch over at the end of December. You've got people that are doing government contracts in the month of October. So this is a great, great, great time to go out there and get some contracts. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes, not going to take too much of your time, and I'm going to really, really specifically talk about a portion of what you need to do to get contracts. So you can break it down into 5 steps. And the steps could be, from getting people awareness of your company to getting to the point of getting the walkthrough, the appointments, what you need to do to get the appointments, to actually doing the walkthrough, preparing the proposal, and then starting the first night. So those are kind of the 5 steps that we actually break it down to. So today I'm going to talk a lot about the awareness part. How do people even know you exist in order for them to call you or invite you to do a appointment walkthrough? So I kind of have this, and it's backwards as I look at it, but basically we look at just over broke. That's what I consider a job. A job is just over broke. And that basically means if you have a cleaning company that you're doing all the work yourself and you have no employees, you're pretty much at a job. You're just doing the job for yourself. So the goal is to go from doing everything yourself and unless you truly love it, there's so many parts of the cleaning industry where you can still be involved hands on in the business, but you are not doing the actual day to day cleaning. So that's what I consider JOB, just over broke. Now, if you are actually on a job, that definitely is a sticky subject with people when it comes to making money. That's why a lot of people want to actually start their own business, and then they're a little disappointed because they realize they're doing either all the work or they're not making the money they thought they were going to make. So that's why we say just over broke. Now I'm going to switch it around and I'm going to actually talk about BOJ, which is the business of janitorial. I like to break the janitorial cleaning industry down into two. There is the cleaning and there's the business. The business is what I love to teach because if you don't know the business of janitorial, you're not going to ever get to the part of the cleaning. The cleaning part is great. You have to know that as well. But you have to know your business, which is the BOJ, just turn the other way from the JOB. So today we're going to talk about the BOJ, the business of janitorial. Now, I like to say, let's say, for instance, you are in a room, and that's your company, your cleaning company, and you are, let's say, you can see my little diagram. This is you right here. And like I said, I've got it backwards because I didn't realize with the way the camera is, it reverses it. So you're over here in this corner right here. And the goal is for you to take masses of people along the route to where you get the contract. So you first start out with awareness. How do you get people aware of you and your cleaning company? Ways to get them aware are networking, referrals, getting out there and doing marketing as far as getting out of the office and going out like we used to in the day, where you're actually going door to door, introducing you and your company and saying simply you're new in the community and that you are wanting to. Just a second, we have a little problem here. Okay, sorry. I had something flash up over the screen. So when you're live, these things happen. But you could say that you're going out, you're new in the community, and you want to introduce yourself. So the very first step is A for awareness. Now remember, this is you in the corner. This is you and your business over in the corner. And your goal is to go to get appointments, proposal, and up to contracts. So this is you, and you're trying to go like this. So we first start off with A for awareness, getting potential customers aware that you even exist. There should be about 4 or 5 things you do to have people become aware of you. And like I mentioned, networking, referrals, getting out there, pounding the pavement, old fashioned, knocking on doors, to the the fourth thing, we making cold calls. I know people don't like doing that, but you have to make cold calls. And the fifth thing would be mail outs, where you actually do mailers. You're mailing out, getting a list that you get names and individuals where you mail out. The goal is you have to find at least one way where you collectively move the masses of awareness on a regular basis. I'm talking 15, 20, 30, 50, 60 people a day. Those are the numbers you need. In order to get to the appointment part, you have to have masses of people that are aware of you. Now, another way could be having people come to your website. That is with the search engines, but that's still another way. So I've mentioned 6 ways where you want to have just think of like Walmart and Target. They have masses of people that come in. Some people are shopping, they're not going to buy, just like your customers are going to come to your website, or you might go to a meeting, or you may have a referral. They're not going, or they're not ready to purchase your services. So if you only have 5 or 6 people coming a day, and those 5 or 6 people aren't interested, you're never going to get an appointment. So you have to get numbers, 50, 60 people, some system in place where you have the masses coming on a regular basis. The next step in my little drawing is appointments. So you go from moving the masses of people here, you, to appointments. So if you're getting 50, 60, 70 masses a day of people via several ways, whether it be the website, whether you have people referrals, whether you do networking, this is how you have the numbers go to where now, out of the 50, 60 people, you're bound to get an appointment. But just think about it. If you're only talking to 5 or 6 a day or 5 or 6 a week, it's going to be almost impossible to get the numbers that you need to move it along to get the appointment. So the whole thing is to think of it like a Monopoly game or a board game. You want to, if you remember back when we used to play Trouble or those board games, you moved your peg along the way. That's the way you want to do your cleaning business when it comes to awareness. So remember, A, awareness is you all the way over in this corner trying to get to the next step, which is the appointment. So when you look at getting to the next step, which is the appointment, that is when you are doing your walkthrough. Now, when you're doing your walkthrough, you want to make sure that you have everything in order for doing your walkthrough. You want to make sure that you have your scope of work, you are on time, you have your business cards, you have a means for collecting the data. That's your walkthrough. So you want to have several appointment walkthroughs. You want to have anywhere from 7 to 8, 9, 10 walkthroughs, if possible, a week. Okay? So you've gone from your company, to where you have masses of people knowing you're there. That's your awareness. The next step is your appointment. That's where you have the desire. That's your D. That's where you have the desire. People desire to have an appointment from you. They're interested. They're desiring your services. They haven't quite pulled the trigger. Haven't decided they're going to go with you yet, but they're definitely interested in you doing an appointment walkthrough. Now, like I said, it's all about the numbers. So you want to try, of course, have quality prospects, not just a bunch of people. So you want to have the walkthrough. Now you've gone from here, the awareness, to here, which we say is the desire. That's your appointment. Now you're going to submit your proposal. Your proposal is going to be right here. You want to make sure from your walkthrough, you then submit your proposal. So you're then going to make sure that that's your presentation part. that the presentation looks good. You should have at least a 5-page proposal that you send where you're actually making sure you have an intro letter, your scope of work or your janitorial cleaning specs. Write something with at least 5 bullet points of what makes your company different, why you stand out, what value you're going to bring. Talk about the things that really are important to you, giving to the community, training, emphasize quality control, inspections. This is where you sell your value. And you're really not selling yourself because you're really giving them the essence of what your business and what you're about. This is where you let them know, hey, I'm here. This is what we're about. And that is where we build the interest. So we go from the awareness, then we go to D, which is doing the walkthrough, the desire. The proposal is the interest. That's the I. This is where you are here. You've gone from masses of people, 50, 60 a week, to the appointment, 10, 12 a week, to the proposal. You should be submitting 10, 15, if possible, proposals a week. That's when we go to awareness, desire to interest. That's the proposal portion. So put your all in there because that's where you gain their interest. They're desiring to have a walkthrough with you, but the interest comes in the proposal. That's where you're able to do that. And the last part that we look at is the contract. The contract is our action. That's the action that they take. So you want to have where you're moving from you with the masses of individuals that are hearing about your business through the various ways we spoke about to the next step, like a board game, to appointments. You want to have 10, 12, 13, 14 appointments a week to submitting proposals, 13, 14, 15 proposals a week to taking the action. So just remember, A is attention, D is desire, I is interest, and the contract is A for action. Just look at it like that. And every single day, this is what you need to think about. What am I doing with my company to get awareness? Then you move to the next step with the masses of people. What am I doing to get their desire? Then you move to the next step. What am I doing to gain their interest? And finally, what do I need to do to actually get their action? And the action being the contract. If you lay it out like that and move it along, you will find your pipeline for marketing is full because it's a step by step by step process. And you can think of it as 4 steps. Now, each part is broken down individually, and that's what you want to do. You want to look at what am I doing on a regular basis to get awareness? You just can't open a business and expect people to come. It isn't like that. If you build it, they will come. That's not the way it works. You have to get the awareness. So I would say an actionable item right now, I like doing actionable items, is take out a piece of paper and I want you to write down what you're doing. If you're driving, of course, you don't want to do that, just being funny, but you want to be safe and write down or think or record it on your phone an actionable item to take away from the awareness. What are you doing in your cleaning company that is bringing about awareness? Do you have great search engines for your website? Are you going to networking meetings? Do you have people referring you? Are you talking to the people that we know already in your circle? Are you talking to who they know, who they know? Are you doing cold calls? Are you doing emails? Are you out there walking the pavement? That's your A for awareness. Take the time to write down your actionable items. Okay. Then you need to move to your D, your desire. That is when we talked about our desire is our appointment. So we went from here to awareness to appointments, appointment setting. What do you think where do you think you're losing out when it comes to appointments? Are you getting to the appointments and are you rushing? Are you not aware of what you're doing? Do you not feel comfortable? That's what you want to figure out. So remember, the A is for awareness, the D is for desire. That's your appointment setting part. Write down what you think you're doing right and what you think you're doing wrong and how you can improve that. That is really, really important when it comes to your D for desire. Your D for your desire is your walkthrough. You must be able to get from awareness to the walkthrough, which is your D for desire. So remember, look at it once again like a board game. Get the masses here, 50, 60 a week. You're going to not have as many move over here, but the goal is to have them move to here. So now you've got your appointment, which is your D for desire. Like I said, you want to bring your A game. Make sure you think about what you're doing, how professional you are you on time? Make sure you think of some things you can ask them about their company, seem interested. That's D for desire. So the acronyms are ADIA: awareness, desire, interest, and A for action. So now, once we've gone to the desire, the next step I want you to write down some actionable items is going to be the I for interest. I apologize. I for interest. What are you doing to keep their interest in your proposal part and make them want to go with you? And then once you gather that, write down some actionable items on what you can do better at the proposal. Make sure your proposal is professional. Submit it on time. You should have it within a time frame that you mentioned, 24, 48 hours. But you need to make sure that you stay within that time zone, or that time frame of what you've said and committed to. That's going to be your I for interest. And the last thing you want is that contract. That's the action. So that's the way you want to look at it. Continue to have that loop. Once you get to the contract, start back over. And it's a continuous loop that you do with the awareness, desire, interest, action. Continue to do that. And before you know it, you will have the masses moving along the way. Now, what I want to suggest is that you write this down, you are aware of what you're doing, and it becomes a system in place that you do. If you would like us to help you with the different portions of it, the different parts, definitely give us a call at 1 800 601 2730, extension 106. For today, for this live streaming YouTube broadcast, we will do half off on all of the three products that we offer in this area, which is our membership. Normally $97 will be $47. We do our consulting. We have a consulting package of $397. It would be half off. And we have our website building, which includes all of that. If you do the consulting package for $397, we will build your website, a 5-page website. We also make sure we put in the parts that I talked about to build the awareness, the desire, the interest, and make it to the action. So one of the great deals that we have and a lot of people like is the membership, the website, and consulting are all bundled together for the $397. And that today is half off, but it is only for today when we do our weekly broadcast of our live masterclasses. And we do these once a week. We try to do it between Wednesdays and Thursdays around 10. So that seems like a time that is more favorable for a lot of our YouTube subscribers. So hopefully this was really informative for you. You learned something. You learned how to do more of the moving along the way to fill up your pipeline. And after a while, you'll get used to it and it'll be effortlessly an effort marketing strategy for you. So with this, have a fantastic day. And remember to go out there, have a good time, and to enjoy what you do. Have a great day. Bye-bye. So, one more thing. I'm going to make sure I gave you the phone number. The number is 1 800 601 2730, extension 106. Once again, this is Mrs. M. Give us a call at 1 800 601 2730, extension 106. For today only, we will offer the half off on all the products that get you from what we just mentioned, from the awareness to the desire to the interest to the action. Okay, now I'm leaving. Bye bye. Have a great day. Bye.